Good afternoon, Corona Seventh-day Adventist Church family and others who may be watching this video. You may be wondering why I'm in the church instead of at home. We needed to have a technician come out and fix the alarm system in our sanctuary and in our choir room. And so I thought it would be appropriate for me to video from the church sanctuary, a reminder that we can't be together, but looking forward to a time when we can. Recently, I've been reading Philip Yancey's book, Prayer. And on my Facebook page, I wrote a quote from that book. I know some of you have read it, but I think it's worth repeating and sharing with others. He wrote, "In all my prayers, whether I get the answers I want to or not, I can count on this one fact: God can make use of whatever happens. Nothing is irredeemable." Then he quotes the author, John Bailey, who was a pastor and theologian, a prayer that he wrote. "Teach me, O God, so to use all the circumstances of my life today, that they may bring forth in me the fruits of holiness rather than the fruits of sin." He went on to pray, "Let me use disappointment as material for patience. Let me use success as material for thankfulness. Let me use trouble as material for perseverance. Let me use danger as material for courage. Let me use reproach as material for long-suffering. Let me use praise as material for humility. Let me use pleasures as material for temperance. Let me use pain as material for endurance." And I've added 4 more. Let me use fear as material for faith. Let me use uncertainty as material for assurance. Let me use despair as material for hope. And let me use anxiety as material for peace. You may be wondering, how are these negative things material for such positive divine things? I think it's possible because only as we admit those struggles that we have, only as we admit those low places in our walk with Christ, can we experience those things he longs to put in their place. They do indeed become the material for something much better. I want to share with you just a few things that have been happening. I want to thank Darlene Salau, Stanley Grube, Lavinia Murphy, and Tanya Major, along with Kelly and Gilbert. And we, along with myself, went out today and were delivering flowers, Easter lilies, to frontline medical people in our church family, thanking them for hanging in there, telling them we're praying for them and praying that God would watch over and protect them. We've also been calling members of the church. The pastoral staff has and the calling team has, and we want to continue doing that. Kelly's been busy getting ready the children's Sabbath school and videotaping it, asking children and young youth to be involved in that. She's also been putting some of her own thoughts and suggestions for how to make this a worthwhile time on Facebook and in messages that she sends out. Pastor Gilbert's been dealing with the youth and helping them with the Sabbath school program for Pastor Kelly as well. He's also been helping me try and keep up with technology, and that's not an easy thing. I also want to let you know that we are going to be having something special on Sabbath. We're going to be trying an online communion using Zoom. This is Easter weekend. It seems really disappointing that we can't be together, and one way we can is by having a communion service together. So there may be glitches, but we're going to do our best. So please check your email. It will give you the information you need to be able to join us for an online communion service. Just a short while ago, as the technician was finishing up, he asked me a question. He said, "How long have you been pastor in this church?" And I said, "Well, almost 17 years. He looked surprised. He said, "Wow, that's good." I said to him, I sense you're familiar with things that happen in a church. And he said, "Yes." And I said, "Well, then would you mind if I pray for you?" He said, "No, my mom raised me in faith since I was a little kid." And so I prayed. I just basically prayed for him and his family, asked God to watch over and protect him on the way home in the rain, to be with them, and that all of us would grow closer to God as we experience what we're going through. At the end, he pointed his finger at me in a very positive way. And he says, "That's the best thing anyone's done for me in a long time." And he did emphasize it. It doesn't take much. I've been praying more and more with people and feeling not a bit worried about how they might take it. More people are open to prayer than they have been in a long time. You can do it too, with your family, with your neighbors, on the phone, through an email, on Facebook. Let's take this opportunity to let people know there is a God who cares, and a God who's promised to be with them always. May God bless each one of you.